Hello. So, I've decided to do a review video. Actually, I'm going to do two for my Spider-Gwen suits. Um, because I've now ordered three so far, and I'm going to do, this one is going to be about my first two, which is the one from Zentai Zentai and the one from Zentai Zone. And the second video would be a review of my suit from Heroes Time, which is hopefully going to be my last Spider-Gwen suit because these things are a little pricey. I've decided to do this because all the cool kids are doing it these days. I'm kidding. Um, I decided to do it mostly because at the time when I ordered my first suit, I really could have used the kind of video that I'm planning to make. Like, I'm gonna try to cover everything you need to know, and hopefully if you're considering ordering from Zentai Zone or Zentai Zentai, this would help. There are a few videos already out there that reviewed suits from Zentai Zentai and Zentai Zone, I believe, and they're also pretty good, so check those out because I might miss a few things. And I really wish those had gone up before I ordered my stuff, but whatever. Um, I can't remember the YouTube channels that have done them, but I'm sure if you just do a quick search on YouTube for Spider-Gwen suit reviews, you'll find them pretty easily. That's what I did. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. Okay, so these are the suits. This is the one from Zentai Zentai, and this is the one from Zentai Zone. There are several pros and cons to both of them, and I wouldn't really say that one is better than the other. I guess it just really depends on your preference. So, first, this is the Zentai Zentai suit. This is the one that I have a lot of pictures of, and I've had a lot of good response with this suit. Um, So this is the one. Zentai Zentai actually has two versions of Gwen's suit. This is the first one, the one that's supposed to have 3D breast shading, and I'm gonna put a link to that below if you haven't already seen it. So usually there's a 3D breast shading over here, and the default zipper is actually down the front, and I thought it didn't really look great because you can see the white of the zipper go down here. You do have an option to make the zipper invisible. I believe I've seen a few people who have done that, and if you took the press shading out, I don't think you'd be able to see it at all. And another important thing is my suit doesn't have the shading because I went through all the reviews and found out that you could actually put in a request for them to remove it. But the thing is, I didn't know that they had the separate suit that already came without the shading. And honestly, I wish I'd gotten that one instead. There isn't that much of a difference between the two suits. Like, I think the only difference is, and you can probably see that, the sleeves for this one are gray, or grayish, which, like, if it bugs you, it wouldn't really matter that much because, in pictures and videos, the gray kind of washes out and just looks white. So, and, somebody's messaging me on Skype. And the suit without the shading already has, suit without the shading has white sleeves, and also has a slightly different pattern for the arms. So this one just has like a diamond shaped thing there. The suit without the shading, the pattern is like more of a square shape, and it doesn't just go to your elbows, it goes all the way down here. I didn't really notice until I like looked really hard after people started getting that suit. So yeah, like I said, not that much of a difference. And I would recommend getting the second suit because more comic accurate in terms of color, and I think it is also cheaper. And Another thing is, remember when I said the default zipper for this one is in the front, and you could just put in a request to have the zipper in the back or have a U-zip like this one. Mine has a U-zip. The other suit has a default U-zipper. And if you don't know what that means, the zipper runs from both sides into a U shape down the back and this way, so that it wouldn't interfere with the design on the back. Which is pretty neat, but it does make the suit a little hard to get out of. Like, I didn't really have that many problems getting into it. So, yeah, just a word of advice. I used to do it in a way where I would step into the suit and slip the arms on and put the top on. That was dumb. Don't do that. It's more difficult. Just slip the top part on first around your neck and then put your arms through. That's a lot easier. What else? Before I ordered my suit, it seems that these ones had a small hood, but since then, Zentai Zentai fixed it. The hood is pretty damn big, and it's really good. For the most part, it looks really good in pictures. It's just there's this problem where they don't really sew the hemline properly. I don't know how to explain it, but look at this. I don't know if you see the problem there. I think I may have a picture or a video clip that I can put in where it shows what I'm talking about, but sometimes when you put it on your head, and you can't really see because it's on your head, it'll do this on top of your head. So you can't, the white disappears, it kind of gets tucked under, and it looks really weird. I haven't fixed it because I bought new suits, and I think I'm going to be retiring this one. But I have a few friends who've suggested just sewing a line down the middle of it on the inside to keep it together, the pink piece and the white piece, or sew a line along the hem like that, or both, just to be sure. Yeah, so overall, the suit, I think I'd give it 7 out of 10, probably. Oh, and one more problem, I would call it a problem, is Gwen's suit has the design that goes like kind of under her armpit like this. This one, you can see it in the front, but it doesn't go all the way to the back. It cuts off at your sides, which again might not be as much of a problem because when you're walking around a convention, you're going to be seen mostly from the front. But I thought it's a little weird looking. I don't know where Zentai Zentai got their pattern from, if it was like originally designed or whatever, but yeah, they kind of forgot about that. Another thing is spandex quality is pretty okay, I would say. Like, if you've worn spandex before, then you should know that it's, you should know how it works, so I think it's standard kind, but if you haven't, make sure you're very, very careful. Like, if you're sitting on concrete, get up very carefully, don't slide, because, this weird thing happens where it sort of pills. It happens to me, and there's like several areas on the suit that are a little damaged from that. What else? What else? Oh yeah, the problem with suit being see-through. Several people have covered this, and I'm gonna add to that. The ones from Zentai Zentai at least are pretty see-through. You would have to wear a white or nude colored bra if you're going to be wearing this, and black underwear, because yeah, you don't want to be flashing the color of your undergarments to everyone at a con. Unless you're cool with that, which is fine. Anything else? I think that's it. The V's along this part are a little bit too low, Like, if you look at the comics, they're supposed to be around where her hips are. But, I don't know, it still looks good, so I wouldn't really see that as much of a problem. Oh, and another thing before I forget. The suits do come with masks. They don't come with lenses unless you want to pay about $15 extra. They have two kinds of lenses. I'm not sure if they still offer both, but if you pay another 20, like 25 bucks, they give you the kind of really fancy ones that look pretty good. I don't think I've seen anyone with them. I mean, there's bound to be some people who bought them, but I haven't seen anyone, so I'm not sure how good they look on an actual person, but it looks pretty decent. And the one that came with this was a little too tight, so I kind of destroyed it in an attempt to fix it and just made a new mask for myself. The lenses were pretty good, but yeah, the mask itself was just a little poorly made. But if you don't plan to wear a mask, then it shouldn't be a problem. Suit number 2, the one from Zentai Zone. This is cheaper than the Zentai Zentai one, and out of my 3 suits, it's the one that's the cheapest. Big difference is this suit doesn't really use a pattern like most spider suits do. You can actually, because when you use a pattern, you just print it on white fabric and then sew the suit. This one, you can actually, maybe not on camera, but in person, you can see where the black parts are sewn into the white fabric, and so are the other colored parts here. And it does look pretty good, in my opinion. And the color is a bit off, though, like, in comic books, the look of suits and the colors of suits change constantly depending on who's drawing and who's coloring it, so I guess it doesn't matter. There's probably a version of Gwen with the exact same coloring here. So whatevs. I like the design on the back sort of better because the spikes are bigger, so they're more visible and they look better aesthetically, but that's just my opinion. Though they kind of messed up a bit here because it's supposed to be sharp like spider fangs, I'm assuming, but still not bad, not bad. The hood is a little bit smaller than the Zentai Zentai one, but it's still pretty good, still fairly big. There's a thing, a thing. Don't know if you noticed, but the Zentai Zentai one has a bit of a turtleneck collar here under the hood. This one does not. So that might be a problem if you're planning on wearing a mask, because the mask could ride up and you could be able to see skin over here. This one does come with a mask, but I didn't like that mask either because they don't have the option of making lenses available to you. The mask only comes with holes that are covered up with a very thin, faintly beige colored mesh, and it doesn't really look good in my opinion. Pros and cons. This one, the V down here, actually goes all the way around, so in that sense it is more comic accurate. I've never worn this to a shoot or a con for a few reasons, because one, the fitting for the Zentai Zentai suit was pretty good. Like, they got, both have custom measurements, I forgot to mention that. And I sent him a measure, I did that for both because it's a free thing. But this one, either they measure differently, or they just screwed up a little bit, but this one is bigger. Not too big that it's considerably noticeable, but there is a fair bit of extra room around the middle, and it's also taller than I am, so that becomes a problem because the zipper for this one, it doesn't have a U-zip. This is really weird. The zipper is down here along the inseam of the legs. So I thought initially that wouldn't be a problem, because I've seen other people wearing the suit before I ordered it, and I didn't see anything wrong with their pictures. But I think it might be because it's the legs are longer than mine are, but I've seen a review video done by somebody else who had the same problem, and I'm not sure if it's also because the legs are longer for her. But the zipper, when you zip it up, it kind of bunches up in this weird way. I don't know if I have pictures, but if I do, I'm gonna put it in there. But it looks like when you're standing and being seen straight on, there's little waves down here along your thighs, and it was really, really weird. And yeah, I am considering selling this or giving it away to a friend. Not a total waste of money, other than like if that doesn't bother you, or if I guess they get your measurements right, like evidently they have done for other people, then this suit is fairly good. It's relatively cheap and durable, and it's not see-through. That's the one thing I like about this one. It's a different kind of spandex. I'm not sure what, but it feels different. It's lighter, but somehow thicker. The black is a darker shade of black, and you can wear whatever color underwear you want under it. I've tried, and it's not visible at all, which is great. um, the V's for the legs are also fairly low. They sit like down here along your thighs, like the Zentai Zentai suit does. But again, that's not as much of a problem. It's okay. Though I've noticed like because all the colored parts are sewn together into one suit, these lines kind of lift a little bit, and you can see it kind of bent like that sometimes. But it's a small thing, so you can get away with nobody noticing it. I think that's about it. Oh, right. You've noticed the sleeves for this one are white. So, have I said that already? Whatever. But yes, again, more comic book accurate. It's just the sizing they got wrong and the zipper, which is, I think you may email them and ask if you can have the zipper located in another part of the suit, but that might cost you a little bit extra because I don't know why, that's just how they operate. I've noticed generally the Zentai Zentai, you can ask for several alterations to the suit and mostly it comes free, but Zentai Zone does not do that. I've asked them if they could make the colored parts for the arms and the inside of the hood pink, because that's what, to me, this Gwen suit is colored. It's supposed to be pink. So I asked them if they can do that for me, and they were like, we can, but it would be extra charge. So there is also that to consider. And I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. I hope I didn't. Yeah, hopefully this would be helpful to people. Yeah. If I have any more pictures, I'm going to put them in this part of the video so you can see for yourself the suits in action, because I'm too lazy to go and wear them right now. Alright. Toodles!